All right, this is some tips and tricks with my Sentro knitting machine, is how to do panels. I've had people asking, how on earth do you get clean edges on your panels? I was asked how to do the panel with waste yarn. So I'm going to cast on my waste yarn and I'm going to do 7 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm going to make sure that my yarn goes in right here. Front. See, I'm calling the closest side to me the front. The side that's farther away is back. And it has to go under this finger right here. This one right past your last stitch. I find that you have to do odd numbers. Even numbers don't work. You end up losing stitches if you do the even numbers because you're not catching as easily. This one will catch on the first under this finger, and then I'm going to bring it over and make sure that it is caught complete. See, it's really hard sometimes to get it all the way in that keeper. Just make sure on the Sentro you get it in between those grooves. If it's not in the grooves, you're not going to groove. We're over this finger here. The yarn has dropped down in front of those pegs on either side of the bump on this needle. So now I'm going to gently make sure that it pulls down. Now I can go fairly quick to the other end, but look at this. Again, it has come up over the edge. This happens on the first few, and sometimes you have to help it pop down. You're going to go one pass because you need it to drop underneath of that finger. So that needle there, it wraps over, and let's make sure that that drops down. So look, it did. It dropped down over the bump and is coming down in front of those fingers, those little pegs. And now I can go quick back to the other edge. And you get into the habit of just pushing it down. I always slow down when I'm getting to the end. Now, I am going to put one row of a different color, and that's because when I'm doing waste yarn on the cast on yarn edge, it's really hard to get it off. So I put what I call a zip strip because you can just zip, pull it out, drop this off. So it just drops down inside. This yarn is a different color than I'm going to be using for the rest of the project. Now I'm going to come across, let it take it down, make sure that each needle is going all the way down, that that last one is dropped all the way in. Cut this. Grab my yarn for the project. I'm going to drop the yarn down inside here. I'm going to let it come across in front of my working needle. I'm going to make sure that it pulls it down inside. So watch, it's pulling it down. But that next one didn't drop. So got to make sure they're all dropped down. This one didn't drop. There. Once we get a couple rounds on or rows on the main yarn, it goes really fast. So it's come over that finger there. The yarn has dropped down over those little teeth. Running it really slow is a little bit harder for me. I want to just get going. Make sure that you go under that finger right there. Come back. Right here. When it's releasing from this needle, I'm giving it a little pull to take up that slack as it's coming up. There we go. Make sure that's dropped down. See, my hand has stayed in the same place the whole time until I come right here. Coming back, I drop my hand just a little. Go past. Right here, it's going past. Coming back. And my hand automatically drops to give myself just a little bit of tension on the yarn. I don't use the plastic tensioner that comes with. I choose to do all of my tensioning with my hand. And that really is all it takes to clean sharp edges. Is slow down when you come to the end, take up the slack, and make sure that the needle has dropped the yarn off the front all the way down every time. And now look at that edge. These are smooth, easy to stitch together. Drop the end, run it back and forth a couple times, and there will usually be 1 or 2 needles that hold on. So just gently encourage them to come off. Look at that. Nice clean edges. All the way down. We didn't drop any stitches on the edge. It will make it sewing these things together so much easier. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. If you found value in it and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to really show your appreciation, you can click that super thanks or join me over on Patreon at Deliberately Creative. Remember to go out, do something creative, take care of yourself, and be kind. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.